Battle of Wakanda unfolds exactly as before. Outriders swarm the battlefield. Captain America fights desperately beside Black Panther. Thor arrives in a storm. And standing awkwardly among Earth's mightiest heroes is Johnny Lawrence. Nobody's entirely sure why he's there. Johnny isn't either. He just knows aliens attack New York, someone said fate of the universe, and he hates bullies. Johnny spends most of the battle doing absolutely nothing, yelling at Avengers for fighting scared, trying to teach Wakandan soldiers sweep kicks, and repeatedly calling Bruce Banner Nerd Hulk. Then Thanos arrives. The battlefield changes instantly. Everybody begins losing. Thanos reaches vision, acquiring the Mind Stone. The completed Infinity Gauntlet glows. Silence falls, and then we reach this scene.
I told you. You'd die for that. You should have gone for the head.
As Thanos raises his hand to snap, Johnny Lawrence tackles him from behind, like an enraged linebacker. The gauntlet is half-activated when Johnny grabs Thanos' wrist. Energy surges violently. Everyone watches in horror. "No, you cannot!" Johnny headbutts Thanos. Then, somehow, he tears the gauntlet free. For one impossible second, Johnny Lawrence wields all 6 Infinity Stones. The universe pauses. Reality bends around him. Unlike Hulk, unlike Tony, unlike Thanos, Johnny survives effortlessly. He stares at the glowing hand. Thanos, horrified, whispers, "Impossible." Johnny responds, "Yeah, try harder." Then he punches Thanos with a gauntlet. Thanos disintegrates instantly. Not dusted, erased. Every trace of him removed from reality. Badass, Johnny says to himself. The war ends immediately. At first, Johnny becomes the greatest hero in history. The Avengers celebrate him. Earth worships him. He resurrects everyone killed by Thanos, except for Gamora because she was sacrificed for the Soul Stone, which Johnny is still currently using, so she's still dead in this. Johnny repairs destroyed cities. He heals the injured and removes famine from several countries because, quote, starving is BS. For a while, the universe becomes better. Johnny doesn't seek conquest. He genuinely wants people to stop suffering. But Johnny has a problem. He thinks in simple terms. Strength versus weakness, winners versus losers, confidence versus fear. And now those ideas have infinite power behind them. Johnny begins, quote-unquote, improving civilization. Using the Mind Stone, he removes fear and hesitation from humanity. Using the Reality Stone, he eliminates many diseases. Using the Power Stone, he dismantles hostile alien fleets instantly. War drops dramatically. Crime collapses, but slowly. Individuality begins disappearing. Humanity becomes more aggressive, more emotionally blunt, less empathetic. People stop doubting themselves, but also stop questioning authority. Johnny accidentally creates the most confident civilization in history, and one increasingly incapable of compassion. The Avengers would split up into factions. Thor would initially support him, Rocket Raccoon would think he's hilarious, and some governments love the stability that Johnny provides. However, Captain America would see freedom eroding. Black Widow distrusts absolute power, and Doctor Strange realizes reality itself is becoming emotionally tied to Johnny's moods. And Johnny's moods are unstable, to say the least. When he's angry, oceans storm, stars flicker, tectonic plates shift, and when he's depressed, sunlight literally dims across galaxies. So this would take us to the year 2023, where Avengers Endgame would take place in the original timeline. But this universe is technically completely peaceful, but everything revolves around Johnny. There are intergalactic Cobra Kai academies. Kree warlords quote dojo philosophy. Children on distant planets learn the motto, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Earth has become the center of a cosmic empire built accidentally by one emotionally volatile sensei. And the worst part? Johnny genuinely believes he saved everyone, because in many ways, he did. The universe itself has transformed. There is no hunger, no large-scale war, no interstellar crime syndicates, but there is also no real freedom. Across thousands of worlds, one philosophy dominates. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Entire civilizations now revolve around the will of one man, Johnny Lawrence. At the center of it all rises the newly rebuilt Avengers Tower, now transformed into a colossal intergalactic dojo fortress orbiting Earth. Its symbol is no longer the Avengers A, but the Cobra Kai emblem. Inside the throne room, the remaining Avengers gather, not as heroes, but as revolutionaries. Captain America steps forward first, older now, tired. "This isn't protection anymore," he says. Johnny sits on a throne forged from reshaped Uru metal, the completed Infinity Gauntlet glowing faintly on his hand. "People are alive, aren't they?" Doctor Strange opens dozens of shimmering portals around the room. The universe is collapsing into your psyche. Entire timelines now fluctuate with your emotional state. Johnny scoffs. "Sounds like nerds talk to. Things are working." Then Captain Marvel floats forward. "You're done, Johnny." For a moment, Johnny almost looks hurt, because somewhere deep down, he truly believes they should be thanking him. The fight begins instantly, and it is catastrophic. Thor hurls Stormbreaker with enough force to split moons. Johnny stops it between two fingers. The weapon freezes in midair. Using the Reality Stone, Johnny transforms the lightning surrounding Thor into hissing cobra-shaped fire. Thor crashes through 3 dimensions. Doctor Strange traps Johnny inside layered mirror dimensions. Johnny punches through all of them, literally. Each punch backed by the Power Stone shatters reality like glass. Scarlet Witch attempts to overwhelm Johnny mentally. For one brief instant, Johnny relives his failures, his alcoholism, losing everyone he cared about, decades of insecurity. The room trembles violently. Galaxies begin collapsing from the emotional feedback. Then Johnny looks up, tears in his eyes, and says, "No mercy." The Mind Stone detonates outward. Scarlet Witch is overwhelmed instantly. One by one, Earth's mightiest heroes fall. Not always through death, sometimes through surrender. Johnny defeats Hulk by increasing gravity around him until even Hulk cannot stand. He traps Spider-Man in a frozen time loop of his greatest failures. He removes Captain America's super soldier serum enhancements with the Reality Stone. Steve Rogers becomes an old man instantly. Still, Steve rises, holding the shield. "You know this is wrong." Johnny walks toward him slowly. "No, I know what losing feels like." And with a snap of his fingers, the shield crumbles into dust. Doctor Strange is the only Avenger remaining. The Sorcerer Supreme sees millions of futures, but in every single one, Johnny always wins. Strange finally asks, "What do you even want?" Johnny answers honestly, "A world where nobody gets put down ever again." And that is the tragedy, because he means it. After the fall of the Avengers, decades pass, and then centuries. Johnny Lawrence becomes something greater and worse than Thanos ever was. Not a destroyer, but a universal ruler. Under Johnny, suffering nearly vanishes, civilizations prosper, violence decreases, weakness is eliminated. But so are dissent, vulnerability, humility, individuality. Every planet becomes stronger and emotionally colder. Children across galaxies recite dojo principles as law. Entire alien species reshape their cultures around aggression and dominance. The universe becomes efficient, disciplined, fearless, and spiritually hollow. At the edge of reality, the Watcher observes silently. Behind him stand broken fragments of abandoned timelines. He speaks softly. Most universes fall to evil. This one fell to certainty. An immortal Johnny Lawrence stands atop a cosmic dojo overlooking galaxies. The Infinity Stones glow endlessly. A student approaches nervously. Sensei, what if people don't want this? Johnny stares out into space, and then he answers. They do. They just don't know it yet. And that's a wrap on this theory. Let me know if you guys want more what if crossover content like this. I really enjoy doing it. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.